Welcome to the Empowered Aging Podcast. Your host is Michelle, a physical therapist passionate about helping older adults stay active, mobile, and independent. Let's dive into today's topic.
Good morning, Robert, and everybody. I think everyone knows I am Michelle. So I brought you all here today because many of the programs out there talk about how to prevent falls, which is great. But there comes a time when we're pretty certain falls are going to happen, and we need to be ready, right? We need to know how to get back up. And as people get older, they become less and less willing, or they just don't want to get on the floor because they're afraid to get back up. They're not certain that they'll be able to. And so when you stop doing it, you lose some ability, right? You don't use it, you lose it. So I wanted to bring people together to go over just some basics on how to do it. I want you to feel when you walk out of here just a little more confident that if it were to happen, when it were to happen, whichever way it is for you.
How many times it happens?
How many times it happens. Peggy and Robert, yep. That you'll feel confident that you can get up. It might not be pretty, it might not be something you want to be able to do, but you can. May not always be comfortable. I know some people have pain in their hip or their knee, and the act of doing it is not going to feel good, but it's momentary. Rosemary and I were talking that, if you don't mind me sharing, it's difficult to kneel in church. And I've heard a lot of other people say that. It's difficult to kneel in church, that pressure on the knees. Well, sure, but kneeling in church is prolonged activity. Getting on and off the floor from your knees, that's maybe less than a minute. Wouldn't you prefer to have just that little bit of discomfort and get off the floor than, not even try and just lie there? It's just about knowing how to do it, taking away some of the unknown. So, with that being said, I would like to hear from each of you to kind of get an idea of if you do fall, are you able to get back up? Do you ever get on the floor purposely, for class or anything like that? I'm going to start with you guys. Really, Luis?
Did you ever get on the floor?
Well, actually, I'm lucky because I went to PT with a teacher that taught us whenever you fall, make sure that you roll in such a way that you align your limbs to minimize the resistance to the vertical. And it worked.
So they taught you how to fall.
How to fall and how to get up.
Okay.
Because the difficulty is getting up.
Yes. Okay. So do you fall often?
No, never.
Never. Okay.
Well, I never.
You fell in the back.
Oh, well.
Okay.
All right. Do you ever get on the floor purposely?
Yeah, when I play with children, my grandchildren.
Okay. So you get on and off the floor to play with your grandchildren.
Yeah.
Love that.
Not as easy as I thought it was, but
Not as easy as, yeah. Well, but the more you do it, the least more comfortable you become. It may not necessarily be easy, but you know how.
yes.
Okay. All right. Robert?
I never fall.
You so funny.
3 to 5 times a week.
Uh-huh.
I fall down all the time.
But you are good at falling.
I'm good at falling.
Uh-huh. In the sense of kind of like what Luis was saying, of kind of almost like a tuck and roll you do that you do well. And I would say you feel comfortable getting up.
If I didn't feel comfortable getting up, I'd be on the ground all the time. And I get on the floor all the time. I mean, yesterday I was pulling the blades off a riding lawnmower.
Okay.
So I had not only that I had to get down, I had to get underneath the
Yeah.
lawnmower.
Okay. Wow. That's a little scary to me, but yeah.
Well, I had stands there, so
I know. But yeah, it just still scares me.
If it crush me, then I'm gone, and everything would be okay.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Mary?
Yes. I always trip and fall over things. You know, sweet gum balls.
Oh,
Mud. I slipped in the mud after the snow and everything started to melt.
oh yeah. Well, that was.
I came up looking like a Teddy Graham cracker. Chocolate one. It was awful. So I've learned how to get up, but it's not pretty.
Uh-huh.
And I don't intentionally ever get on the ground, except I was in Japan a year ago, and they're always
On the ground. That's why.
They
That.
don't get up like I get up.
Yeah.
So they're a little more graceful.
Uh-huh. And that leads to longevity. You know, that's one of the things that they believe keeps them living longer and healthier lives, because they do get on and off the floor. So that maintains strength, flexibility, balance, and just the general function. Okay? Chi.
I fall all the time. I mean, all my life. Even when I was in grade school, they'll say, if they say somebody fell, they'll say, oh, you didn't believe me.
Oh, goodness. All right. How comfortable are you with getting off the floor?
I don't have any trouble getting on the floor, right? Except I don't like people to help me because I always feel like then I'll pull them down.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we'll talk a little bit about how to best be helped as well, and how not to help, because there are certain ways of helping that actually take away the person's ability to do it. They take away their use of their arms or something, so it is important to...
But I've injured myself pretty badly when I fall.
Uh-huh.
The worst fall I had was when I was on vacation in Costa Rica. We were out in the mountain, and I fell and broke every bone in my ankle in a foreign country.
Oh, my goodness.
And they couldn't get me down the mountain. They had to get a sheet and
Carry you down like a sling kind of thing?
like a sling. And there were 6 men, 3 on each side carrying me. And ever so often they had to switch because
They were getting tired.
they were getting tired on one arm.
Sure.
And then we had to go across a bridge that was like a rope bridge.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, Chi. That's when you do it right.
I looked down,
Go
and
big.
crocodiles in there.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Big taco for those crocodiles.
Oh, my gosh.
I was thinking I was going to be crocodile lunch. But that was on the second day of the vacation. It was a 1-week vacation with my children on a school trip. And my daughter school was sponsoring it, was 10 years old. She's 35 now. So that's how long ago it was. So it's not just old age.
No. And that was before Parkinson's?
Long before.
Before. Yeah. So that was just you. You and, okay.
Just me not having. A doctor told me once, because I'm double jointed, I twist my ankle a lot.
Yeah.
And this,
Your joints aren't as stable as, yeah.
we're going down the hill.
Mm.
And
Okay.
the other people kept saying, you can get up. And I said, no, I can't. My ankle's broken. The little kids could hear the ankle break.
Oh!
And they kept saying, yeah, her ankle's broken. And they says, you're scaring the kids.
Wow. Okay.
And later on, they apologized to me. They said that's because I didn't cry or.
Oh.
And I said that would have.
Yeah, the kids.
The one thing that they told me is, whenever you fall, don't panic.
Yes.
Get on the ground, rotate your body to align the points of where you put your or grab something to right. Mainly with Parkinson, that you don't know
Yeah.
how you're going to react.
Yes.
But if you don't panic, you take it as a job.
Yeah. Just, okay. Just got to get moving. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. Ron?
Sure, just a brief comment. We were talking about people falling. My dad had Parkinson's, and even though he and my mother were in the same house, still my father would sometimes fall and not be able to get up. And because my mother wasn't constantly with him, sometimes he might lay there for 2 or 3 hours. And sometimes he'd be outside, fall, get up. So getting up, being able to get up is significant to me.
Yeah.
In my case, I don't really fall that often. I often come close to falling, but maybe my falls maybe only once a month or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. You are generally pretty good at catching yourself, I've noticed. You have good, quick reactions. So that's good. Rosemary, have you anything to share?
Well, the other falls I had when I hit that I think was I was walking fast and I hit the rug and I landed on the table, right above my eye. And then the next day, Richie was there, but I had to call 911. He couldn't get me up, and I couldn't get up. And then the next day, I hit my head, same side on the table, and then I walked into a wall.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Rosemary.
And then I told you when we had just buried Richie, and that 2 days later, I fell in the dining room trying to get the scratch pad. I think I went down too far, and I put my head down, and for some reason I reached with my left arm instead of right, and I just went down. And I shimmied from room to room, hoping somebody would see me, because they got cameras all over the house. Even in my bathroom.
Yeah. But they still didn't see you.
4 hours. 4 hours.
Do you ever get on the floor on purpose?
No.
Even though I tell you to? In class, Silver Sneakers class. All right, Ann.
I don't fall a lot, but my husband, before he died, he fell a lot. And I really always tried my best to help him. But it is hard when you're with someone who falls a lot and you don't know how to help them. You know, and I do get on and off the floor. I have a little dog and we get down and play and that kind of stuff, and I garden. So I do that.
Yep.
And I'm pretty good at coming to Silver Sneakers. Not this week, but pretty good.
That's okay. Okay. Yeah, but being able to help someone effectively can be a challenge. Yes.
Especially when they weigh more than you know?
Yes, I had that experience with my husband as well. Yeah, luckily he had usually a pretty good idea and just told me what to do. Peggy?
Okay, yes, I do fall quite a bit. Fortunately, I have not broken or hurt anything, but I don't know why I fall. It just happens. You know, I don't seem to fall over anything. Like 2 weeks ago, I was in the doctor's office and just fell backwards, waiting to go out a door. So I don't know what causes my falls, really. But fortunately, I have been able to get back up, except at the doctor's office. And 3 of the ladies got me up there. But otherwise, I've been able to get up.
Yeah. We're working on that, aren't we, Peggy? Ray?
Back a couple of years ago, I took 3 or 4 falls from just turning and not having balance. And I started taking some of your Tai Chi classes, and haven't had any problems recently. But about a year ago, in 5 months, I fell 4 times and landed on my right shoulder on concrete or asphalt or something like that. Very blessed. Didn't get hurt or anything, but I got very concerned. And again, working with you, you helped me out. I wasn't picking my feet up, and thankfully I haven't fallen in the last 10 months, and I'm going to try to make a year.
Yeah, but just in case,
Right.
and I want you getting on the floor anyway. We'll get there. Doug?
Well, the last time I fell was before Parkinson's, probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
I'm still driving the truck. I climbed out of the truck, and I lost my balance, and, was putting one foot in front. I was actually going sideways, like my whole body, and I couldn't stop. And I fell on the concrete, fractured a rib. But since Parkinson's, I haven't fallen.
So far, so good. Okay. Are you getting on and off the floor?
I'm getting on off the floor, slowly.
Slowly. Okay.
I'm doing it.
Okay. Well, we'll see if we can make that a little easier. Maybe you can pick up a tip or trick here. There's no one behind Ron, right? All right. Juan, do you have anything to add? Do you? Do you ever fall? Do you get on and off the floor?
Take soft yoga a couple times a week, and we're on and off the floor with that.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So far, fortunately,
Yeah.
I haven't really had, it's more not a life.
With Chi.
And if I live long enough, I know sooner or later,
Yeah.
it'll happen.
Right. And so we want to be prepared. Okay. So first off, let's talk about the techniques. Now, there are 2 main techniques, and in the handout, you'll see them in the photographs. Okay. Now, there are other ways and variations of the ways, but the 2 techniques are generally, if you're on the floor, getting up on hands and knees, putting a knee up, and either pulling on something or coming up. Yeah? Technique number 1. I would say that's probably the more commonly done one, commonly taught one too. The other one that I find helpful for people is to do basically a downward dog type, right? And I think that you said this is what you do, right? Bringing your hands back, getting your weight over your feet, and coming up. And you don't have to even bend your knees that much. You can kind of come up depending on what your comfort level is. But I realize that not everybody can go straight to doing that. So when I work with someone who can't get on and off the floor at all yet or doesn't feel comfortable, we work the process in reverse. And working on both techniques until we kind of determine which one is going to work best. So if you think about the one where you're going to be on one knee, if you work that in reverse, we work on stepping back. Right? You have to be able to have a wide stance. The problem I see often is that when people are trying to get down on their knee, they'll step back just this little bit. And then when they go down, notice how much my front knee has to bend. And generally, that knee doesn't like to do that. Right? So if you notice, if I'm in this position with a really nice 90-90, look how far back my foot is. It's pretty uncomfortably far, right, when we're talking about doing this motion. But that's the first step to being able to do that. So that's why I like the other technique and it's just as easy to practice going down, we start working on being able to access the floor. And you might start with something higher. Okay? You might do both knees, or even here you might work on a bigger step back. So I work them down before I work them up. All right? But I would like to see how you guys do it. So, who would like to be the first one to demonstrate how they get on and off the floor? Okay. Now, you can handle being all the way. So I'm going to give you the whole mat, because you don't need it elevated. So that's another way I train people is I'll raise. I can even pile these up, and so that's twice as high. And we work on just being able to, okay, let me try this part, right? And then we start working it down. Okay, but let's see how you do.
You're a man.
Go all the way on your back. Let's go there. And let's talk about this for a moment while you're just kind of relaxing there. And okay.
It's kind of fun.
But Luis brought up a good point in that if you've fallen, don't panic. I mean, if you're not, unless you're in the middle of a street, you're probably okay. Right? Lay there a minute. Check your surroundings. What's there to pull up on if you need it? Feel your body from head to toe. Are you hurt? Just
and relax.
And relax.
When you fall, I don't fall much, but when I fall, I tense up immediately.
Yep.
So I found that, if I can just lay here for a minute, that helps.
Yeah. Just lay there, relax, breathe. You've got this. Take a nap. Yep. Because otherwise you're in this fight or flight, this high stress mode, and you're more than likely going to get up in an unsafe way. You're trying to, let me hurry up because, someone's seen me or something or whatever, and you're going to be less balanced. Versus if you just take your time, figure out, and you can sit there and kind of think about, okay, what am I going to use to help me? What method am I going to use? Are my knees banged up? Can I put weight on my knees? Just plan it out, all right? Once you've decided what's going to happen, commence. Let's see how. Okay, so you actually do the knee up version, and then kind of the downward dog. It's a little bit of an in-between, a hybrid between the two. Okay, and you feel comfortable with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And usually I'm not as forward as I was right there.
Uh-huh.
Because I realized that's too far.
Depending on how you're doing. Yeah. And, okay, so I see this a lot too. So you brought your feet back pretty well. What I see is people will step here, and then they'll come up, but they won't pull that back leg in, and so they're like this. Okay? If you're going to do this knee forward way, this back leg needs to come forward. As you come up, that needs to come under you. If you can't do that, then I suggest you not use this technique. That you use more of a...
I didn't know I was doing that.
That you were putting a knee up? Yeah. Yeah, you are. Okay. So try it without putting your knee up. Yeah, you do.
Jeez. All right. Let's go this way this time. That's all I found. You got to do both ways.
Mm-hmm. See, you still put up a knee. You like the knee up. That's okay. And that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that is okay. But you didn't even realize you were doing that. Okay? All right.
Okay.
So, now, I want to back up a minute. Regardless of the technique you use, you need good flexibility, right? I mean, the better your flexibility, the easier the transfer is going to be. That's in the hips, in the knees, in the ankles, and even in your feet, toes. So, what that also means is if you're wearing heavy boots, which I know you have to wear a lot because of your job, what you're doing, it's going to inhibit your ability to tuck those toes under you and get them under. Because when we, especially this other technique, I tuck my toes, right? And if I have shoes that don't allow me to do that, it's just going to make that more difficult. So I'm going to get on my shoe soapbox for just a moment and say how much I love a minimal shoe, something with minimal sole, something that will allow bend, as opposed to very thick and solid shoes that don't allow movement. That's good for that kind of transfer, but it's also good for just general walking, your ability to feel the floor, because the thicker the sole, the less you're going to feel the floor and the less your body can react. Okay? Your body can't react to something it can't feel.
So those little, what are they called, barefoot?
Barefoot shoes.
Are they good?
I love them.
Good.
That's all I wear anymore. The other day, Tuesday, for Silver Sneakers, for whatever reason, I thought, yeah, I'm going to wear my Brooks today. I hadn't worn them in months. Oh my gosh. I was so not used to them that we were squeezing my toes because I wear different types of barefoot shoes. Now, I'm not saying it's for everybody, and I'm not saying you need to shift completely. There are nice transition shoes, and everybody has their own needs. But I would love for you to consider getting a shoe that is less restrictive.
Yeah, because I just bought some Brooks. I hate it.
Yeah. I used to love my Brooks until I started wearing my barefoot shoes.
I just wore them twice.
Yeah. Well, a couple other things. You're looking for the flexibility of the shoe, the reduced sole, also the heel lift. So see, there's no lift. And many of you have a lift, which puts your heel higher than your toes, and then you're putting more pressure towards your toes. And it's like you're walking on a slant all the time. That also inhibits good flexibility of your ankles because they're always in a little bit of a high heel, in essence.
Very difficult to find locally, though, even if it's ordered on Amazon or something like that.
I know it, and that's discouraging. It's a pain that you can't find these shoes in a store so much, but there are out there that we just don't know about. And I did send a link in one of my newsletters. Did you see it? About the barefoot shoes? Ray?
Don't remember seeing it.
Okay. Because there is someone I follow who put together a really nice list, and there are actually lots of brands that I didn't even know about.
I had a stress fracture,
Yes.
and the foot doctor that told me to get shoes that are
Or rigid.
rigid.
Yeah.
So
Well, for the time when you had the stress fracture, it was like wearing a brace, right? If I were to break my wrist, I'm going to wear a brace for a little bit. That's fine. But once that is healed, we need to allow movement again.
But she says that she wears it all the time.
Yeah, well, she
says
shouldn't.
The doctors and the nurses, because they have to be on their feet all the time.
Yes, but the thing, they're taking away mobility. Ask any foot expert. They're taking away the ability for the foot to move. So it's like wearing a clog. How can your feet react? They're weakening their feet. They're losing flexibility in their feet. And that's just going to lead to actual problems later. They're young now, so they probably don't realize it, but it will catch up to them. So I don't recommend it.
Michelle, are all of the barefoot shoes kind of elastic like the ones I got, some high ones, and they're all elastic. The first thing I did was tie them tight like I would tie a regular.
No, like this one's really like a regular shoe.
Okay.
I mean, it is a slip-on, like the Skechers things. I can do it without, Yeah. Yeah, I will. I'll send it out again. Okay, so Who's next to show me how you do it? And remember, if you're not confident, I can hook you up to the... Oh, I don't need to hook you up. Oh, jeez.
I'm up.
This is Robert. Everybody, meet Robert. Okay, can you do it in slow motion? Hang on a second. Hang on, let me flatten this out. You're going to scare... I should have warned them before. Okay. Slow motion.
Slow motion.
Yeah. Woo!
You get up well.
He does, right? He did not take his time, but I know that he's also not panicked.
Because I got to get back up before my spouse sees me.
That's true. That's true.
So I use the double.
You use the downward dog kind of situation. Yep. Though you actually hop forward.
Yeah.
Now, I would say your feet are still a little wide. Can you do it without having your feet so wide? Because there's a sweet spot. Too narrow. Okay, well,
That time I use the front.
You use the front way. Do the downward dog version again, but with your feet closer together, a little more natural. It's a little better, yeah. Because if your feet are too narrow, unstable, but if your feet are too wide, also unstable, because it's hard to put weight through. So you want to find that sweet spot of about hip width apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about how you get up and off the floor?
I'm fine with it.
Why are you here then? I'm kidding. Man, you never have to pull up on anything.
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Because I fall in a number of different places.
Okay.
So this is good if you can get off your back.
Yes.
What if you fall into bushes like I had before?
Oh, and you're kind of caught in the bushes?
And I'm stuck in the bushes and I can't roll.
Ah.
Then
You did that very well.
practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Has there ever been a situation where, like, your worst fall in the sense of the most difficult to get up? Is that the bushes? Would you say that's the most challenging?
I was unloading a big rock from the back of the truck, and it slipped faster than I expected. And it came down. I ended up with it like this on me. And I had to basically
Shimmy out of it?
shimmy out of it.
You're so lucky you didn't break anything.
And then, because I was stuck in the flower bed, I had to push myself out of the flower bed before I could get up. That was the worst one.
Whew. You'd think he was a landscaper. He is not a landscaper. Okay.
Do you want to see anything else?
Any other ways that you get up? Any other?
Oh, yeah. So,
Show us all your different ways because we can learn. Okay. He knows how to fall. Very good. Okay, that's not going to...
and it's very tight quarters.
Now, if you notice, he did that one without his knees touching, which is a method, right? It does require more core strength. Can you show them that, like out here? He's great for. So can you start on your back and show them how you would kind of pivot over and get up without your knees touching the mat. Almost. Yeah. Thank you. You're very good. For people who really just cannot tolerate the knee, that's all. If it's so super sensitive, and if they're strong enough to avoid it, go for it. But it does require quite a bit of upper body and core strength in order to do it. But it's possible.
Or I've landed in gravel, big chunky gravel.
Good point. Yes.
I couldn't put my knees down because it would tear them up. Yes.
Yeah, perfect example of why you wouldn't want your knees down, if at all possible, to keep them up. So in more slow motion, because Robert has trouble with slow motion. So if you're on your back, I would suggest crossing, but you have to be able to be up here, how I pivot, and then I can come up, okay? Again, not required, but it can be a method. So, we kind of skipped over. Did you have a question, Rosemary? What if you're in a sitting position? If you're in a sitting and you want to avoid your knees, or just in general? In general, okay. If you're already sitting, then that makes that transition really a little bit easier. I would get my knees across, press through and lift my leg, and I'm up. And that leads me to what I was just going to get into is we haven't actually talked about how to get into that position, because some people struggle to even get into that hands and knees position. If you're on your back, which so many people are, your first objective would be to get on your side. And I recommend having your legs up so that you can be better set up for up on your knees. So you would be here on your side and press up, basically getting into the side sit position that you were asking about, and then lifting yourself up. If you can, use momentum, which is a lot of what Robert does, is he's got momentum on his side. So if I'm here and I want to get up onto my hands and knees, I'm going to do big movement, right? Bring this leg over and push myself up so that I have more momentum, as opposed to having to deal with true strength. Not to say you still have to be strong, but using some momentum sometimes can be helpful. Yeah. And then choose the path that you want to go with. There is a method to getting up from here, but I find it more difficult. There are two ways. If you really can't get over onto your hands and knees, you could, if you're close to something and you have arm strength, that you can scoot yourself up, onto a step or a second step. So if you have if you're near some steps, some stairs inside your home, or steps that go into your home, and you can get yourself up a step or two, you could stand up from there. There is a method, again, I'm not crazy about it, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. This isn't, this door is better to show. you would get up here and pull. It takes a lot of upper body. It's not my favorite, but I do like to let people decide what works for them. And you never know, maybe that's would work in a certain situation, you know? Okay, who else wants to show me their method? Who's next? Don't be shy, Luis. You sound very knowledgeable in this.
Me?
Yes. Do you want
It's even harder to get
off the chair? Okay. Do you want to do it from the higher surface here?
Whatever, I'll try my best. I haven't done this in a long time.
Okay.
Uh,
So you haven't gotten down to play with your grandchildren in a while?
yes, you know,
It's been a while?
fun.
Okay.
But those are a special case because you do it on a rag.
Uh-huh.
And the rag is fluffy
Yes.
and you can grab and pull it up. My problem is balance.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I can go through the technique, no problem,
Mm-hmm.
but the transition from the, what is the dog?
Yeah, being down on your, through downward dog, coming up. Yes. Okay, so you might be someone who would benefit from an extra little support.
Mm-hmm.
These are handy when you're in an area where there isn't a piece of furniture to pull up on.
Tell me about that. One day I spent 2 hours chasing to get a point of leverage.
Oh my gosh, 2 hours to get to something that could...
I'll tell you the story. No carpet.
Uh-huh.
Shiny wood.
Yes.
So whenever I try to slide, I roll several ways down until I align a chair. The chair never stayed quiet. So I was chasing what I wanted to do is to get to the base of the chair, to the seating, and then I pull up.
Mm-hmm.
It's more or less in the reduced motion like what you did
Yes.
with the door.
Uh-huh.
By the 2 hours after I did that, my muscles were so tired.
Yes.
I said,
You had to be exhausted.
go to that. And I'm not going to get up.
Uh-huh.
Then I thought, no panic, do it again, and change the technique.
Mm-hmm.
All my muscles are wrong from my shoulder down. So let's work with my back. That is no guarantee. But I did the bridge with the guarantee, and I got a knee under me,
Uh-huh.
and then I pull up.
Okay.
But the problem is, once you get there, how can I
Okay.
not fall again?
So, all right, let's talk about that. For that, it sounds like you might have benefited from, because when you were trying to chase the chair, were you like this?
No, I was flat on the on my back, rolling, and I don't remember exactly the position, but I do remember that I was like a baby
Yes.
chasing the chair.
But how were you, so you were on your back when you were pushing the chair away? Like it was,
No, I was like you are.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
all fours. And you would try to use the chair, but it would keep moving. Okay. Have you ever tried to do it sideways?
I lie if I tell you that I did, but because I don't remember.
Okay.
But it bothered me enough to tell you no, I don't
Okay, so this is an option if you don't think you can really get all the way up and your balance is kind of off. If you can get one leg up in this position, push down on the chair. That's key, is when if you're chasing the chair, that tells me you're pushing not in a downward position. So, direction. Pressing just high enough to get a butt cheek up. And then you're in the chair.
Yeah. The one thing is that sometimes you change the objective. The object is it. I tried the chair with several furniture, pieces of furniture, and all of the furniture that I tried, even grabbing one sofa because, this is heavy, I cannot move it. Oh, sleep.
Again, it's the direction of which you're pushing.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I couldn't.
Yeah.
Finally, I won.
You won.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I did.
But it took a long time. So that would be something to think about. If the furniture is moving, what direction are you pushing?
Not to the wall.
Yeah.
To the closest wall. You're not going to.
So
the wall.
Okay, so were you intentionally pushing it to get to a wall? Now I'm
At the end.
at the end, yes.
the end.
Okay, but not initially.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So
I redecorated the living room.
you came home and said, "What happened here?" Okay.
And I have to do it before she came home.
You wanted to succeed before she.
No,
Yeah.
stay alive.
Stay alive. Okay. So, can you come around and show me how you would manage?
On my back.
You can just get down on hands and knees and go from there.
I'm not very agile here. What do I do now?
How? Okay, that's wrong. All right. Show me how you would get up. And we can work through this, or you can just do what you feel comfortable. Oh, you're going with nothing, okay? Do you want to have something to hold to, or you're going to go with nothing? Stay right there. Just in case. Again, push down.
Yeah. Among some other things, I have a knee replacement.
Many people have. This.
See what I can do with the other.
Would you like to try the chair version where you just kind of lift your butt cheek up? Yeah? Let's do that, Luis.
I'm losing my balance permanently.
Yeah. So I want you to try this chair version, okay? Can you crawl over here and be sideways to the chair?
Here?
Yes. So get onto your knees, but sideways to it. Okay, or not sideways, do it. Okay. Okay, can you get down on your knees, Luis? Okay.
He's up.
He's up. He's up. Okay.
What's he doing?
Okay. Okay. But now you're all kind of off balance, right?
Yeah.
Could you use the chair to get back on your knees, please? So just get back down onto your knees.
Facing the chair?
It doesn't matter. Just get on your knees. We'll get you in the right direction. That's it. Okay, both knees down. Good. Okay. Now, can you pick up your right knee and put it up there? Good. Now, push through this chair and pick up your butt, put it on this chair. Just do a side. See, you're so tall, you don't even have to pick up. Push.
You're right.
See? Tall people have an advantage there. We shorter ones might have to push a little harder. Okay? Do you see how it required very little lift? If you're sideways to the chair, all you have to do is just a little kind of lift and slide, you're on the chair.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about that coming all the way up and feeling off balance.
If I have a chair?
If you have a chair, yes.
But if I do just the basic, the one that everybody's practicing,
Yes.
is knee forward.
Uh-huh.
Once I have the center of gravity,
Yep.
my butt,
Yeah.
in up,
Uh-huh.
then
Yeah. I want you to recover here for a moment. And then we're going to see what you can do with a slightly higher surface, okay? Just see if you can put your hands on the mat and then reverse, getting weight through your feet and come up. Just that part.
there.
Yes, do it over there from level ground. Straighten all the way up. Take your time.
Like this.
Yep. And then come back up. Okay, get a little closer to that. Get your feet closer to the mat. Okay. Down, and now back up. Not too bad, right?
No, but the tendency was I was changing the
Center of gravity. You were moving. You were shifting.
yes.
Yeah, but you were shifting appropriately. That's what you're supposed to do. So one more time, put your hands down, get your weight on your hands, and then shift your weight back onto your feet and stand up. Okay? Straighten up nice and tall. Do it again. Come back up. Good. Do it again.
You stole the floor.
She has a habit of doing it.
Somebody has to do the jokes here. I can do that, no problem. But
Yeah.
the transition is when I go there.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the next level. So hang tight. Stay right there, okay? All right. You have a double mat. This time I want you to put your hands down and then lower your knees. And then you're going to reverse.
lower my knee.
Put your hands down first.
Yeah.
Then lower your knees. Get down onto, don't move your feet. Don't move your feet. Just lower your knees. Okay. Now shift back onto your feet. Now put your hands back close. Close. Shift back onto your feet. Pick up. There you go. Walk your hands back. Or feet forward. Yeah. Either way. I mean, really is. How was that?
Perfect. Good.
Perfect. You did do perfectly. All right, Luis, go sit down for a second. You poor thing.
Taxi.
All right, straighten up. Nice job.
Thank you.
Encore.
Although in my family, when the furniture is moving, it's a sign you've got a poltergeist.
Oh, goodness. So you see how we can manipulate depending upon needs. If you feel like your balance you cannot come all the way up, it's okay. If you feel like you're going to be off, use something like a chair that you can just sit in and not worry about really fully standing up. With this newer technique of just down and back up, we just slowly lowered the surface so that you kind of got the idea while it was easy, not giving you that low surface right away. And I think that really worked well for you.
And being part of it, getting at with the help of the chair, that will guarantee that your balance is going to be steady because of the back of the chair.
Yeah.
You look much stronger at the end than the very first
First one.
night and day. I can tell you're more comfortable.
Once you realize there's no more level after the floor, you know, you're falling that deep, so
Yeah.
no more.
Yeah. And
Really wet for you.
yes, and you can use a variety of support things. If you had something like a step or a fireplace hearth, things where it's just a little bit raised up, you might be able to get over to it so that it is just a little bit higher to help with that up. But kind of having the basics and then being able to put it in place wherever you are at the time. And it's really good to have more than one way to be able to get up, because your way might work great 90% of the time, but then what about the other 10%? You're in a different environment. Maybe you're hurting somewhere and you can't do it your normal way. Whatever the case may be, I want you to have more things in your arsenal. Okay?
The other thing that we should practice is thinking that if we fell, we hurt. So we cannot use 100% of our bones and muscles
Yes.
to get in the position that we want.
Right.
So we need to.
Like a what if? What if I hurt my leg and I couldn't put weight on it? How would I get up?
That's right.
Yeah.
And mainly the
Arm. Yes. In fact, I had someone in here yesterday I was working with, and yeah, she has she has frozen shoulder. She had broken her shoulder, surgery, all that, and she still cannot really put weight on it. So we had to work on ways that she could get up without putting weight on the shoulder and the arm. So yeah, that's real life, which kind of goes to the point of having more than one way to be able to get up. But yeah.
So you have to teach them how to redecorate your living room.
Okay. Next, who's going to show me their technique? Rosemary, you want to show?
I don't have a technique.
Okay, well then let's come up with a technique. That's why you're here today.
Jeez Louise.
How would you get down?
I don't.
Okay, this is why we're working on this, Rosemary, because I want everyone here to get in the habit of getting down on the floor on a routine basis. There you go. You got this. Can you roll down onto your back? I know, I'm asking a lot. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, so can you sit up like this? Can you just sit? There you go. Okay. Now, is it just like a knee sensitivity where, like, yeah, but does it hurt to the touch if I touch it?
No.
Okay. It's just pressure on it. Uh-huh. Okay. All right.
And then I got the screw here.
In the hip, yeah. There's a lot going on, but you're only going to be here temporarily. This is quick. We're not kneeling in church. Okay. All right. Well, go ahead and flip yourself over so you're on your hands and knees. Do you want to try to use the chair method or come straight up?
I just want to get up.
All right. Come use the chair. So get on your hands and knees. You got this. Yes, you do. Don't worry, I won't make you do it more than once.
Oh my God.
Push. You got it.
Thank you very much.
I got you.
Thank you.
You did it.
Yeah, I did it.
You did it.
Yay.
See? Was it easy? No. No. But you did it. And if you were to do that more often, it would get easier. And one way to help, because you're a good example of a lot of it being this first step of just being able to get up. Your hips are kind of weak, and so you struggle to even get into this position. This is something you can practice without even getting on the floor. You can do it in the bed. And then it's softer on your knees. It wouldn't hurt so much, probably. And you could just practice this motion of up and down. And I would suggest going both ways. If you could do that, that in and of itself would make the rest of it a lot easier, because you're getting that core strength, the hip strength, and some of that flexibility as well, and maybe reducing some of the sensitivity in your knees. Okay?
Could she use a method where, this knee was hurting really, so go down on this knee, bend it down, and then push yourself up into this?
Yes, absolutely she could.
Butt cheek on the chair.
Yes.
I ain't gonna do it again.
No, I know. Yeah. No.
What will make you?
Yeah. Absolutely. This method of this. That's what I was kind of suggesting, but I didn't want to keep pushing her. So if you had been more sideways to the chair instead of forward, sideways, then you put up the leg here, and I still tuck my back toes so that this back leg can push. I'm lifting just enough that I can slide my butt into the chair. And you just have to have one butt cheek on there, enough to be stable, and then you can push yourself in.
So learn how to position yourself that this knee is not going to put all your weight. It should be which side of the chair.
Yeah. And that's where we keep coming back to take your time. Don't panic. You, I know, just wanted to get off that floor, right? But taking the time to think, okay, which knee could I tolerate more weight on? Which knee could I put up and maybe put more force through? Will I be able to stand all the way up? Okay, maybe not. So I want to do the seated method. Taking the time to process these thoughts so that you can come up with, plan A. Try that. And then if the furniture gets away from you, you go to plan B. But having ideas, okay? But take your time. I just want you to have ideas, if nothing else. And then I want you to practice. So your homework, and probably the homework for others of you, is to practice in the bed. Just get these initial movements. Be comfortable with moving around, getting up, even crawling a little bit, taking a few steps. All these things are going to help you with the up and down and balance in general. Working on hands and knees is a great way to work on balance and coordination.
And you mentioned something about being lying down, crossing one leg over the other.
Yes.
But you volley, and the momentum will give you.
Right. Right.
As long as you keep the knee down, it's enough.
You mean, yes, using the momentum to get me up. Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, I don't suggest using momentum after that, as in, keep on going, okay? Because that's the unsafe part of momentum. Momentum is safe when you're lying down on the bed or the floor and you're just rolling and getting up. Then the worst that happens is, whoops, okay, you don't have far to fall. But that's where momentum stops. And then I want people to really take their time, get into each position. Okay, my knee is up. Now what's the next one? Okay, now I'm going to push up and pull, and then I'm going to take my time coming up, get my bearings. If you move too quickly, particularly when you have difficulty with motor control, you could really lose it. Okay? Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of elements to this, right? Mary, you want to try? Nancy, I'm sorry. Nancy. Just give it a try.
So you want me to get down here first, huh?
Well, yeah, wherever you feel more comfortable. There, ooh, that's very nice. Nicely controlled, okay.
Okay, so now you want me to start.
Go ahead and lie on your back. So you start all the way on your back because there's that whole component of getting up on your hands and knees. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I need to get on my hands and knees. So usually you can do this, and then just roll this way.
Okay.
Now, from here, that's a good thing to figure out. Okay, I think I know what I usually do.
Okay, so notice how your heels were actually touching.
Yeah.
So that was what I would consider too narrow.
Okay.
Can you go down onto your hands again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keeping feet a little further apart. Yep.
Okay.
Getting weight through your feet. You got it. And then straightening up. And then giving yourself that moment, right? Because sometimes that will make people dizzy.
Yeah.
Having that head down and then coming up. And if you feel dizzy, I don't want you to start walking right away.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
feeling dizzy, so.
Uh-huh. Are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Did you feel comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay.
I've done it a few times.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead and step off. So that's something, though, that I would suggest you practice, like I was showing Luis, of just, can you just practice going down into a squat and getting back up? And then can you practice When you're down, another good way to practice is just practicing lifting your feet, pushing them back. These are all elements of the actual movement, breaking it down into those parts that maybe are the more challenging for you. Some parts are not as challenging.
It's easier. My first fall was off a ladder. It wasn't really that high. I was working on the shutters in the house and out in the yard, and I fell onto the azaleas.
Oh, that broke your fall then, thank goodness.
It was so hard. It was harder to get out of that than to even get off the ground.
Well, like he was saying, when you're in the bushes?
You're stuck in there.
Yeah, and they were sticking me every time you try to move. So
Uh-huh.
this is much better.
Yeah.
If you land on the ground.
Yes, if you land somewhere after you climb out of the bushes. I will say one thing with when you're on your back, I would suggest that you get on your side to come up as opposed to this. If you're 50 and over, which I believe all of us are, I would prefer you protect your spine. Because when you do this, you're really straining. And you're not using your momentum to your benefit. Whereas if you're here and you push up, I think you'll generally find it less stressful and more energy efficient. And you want to save your energy. You don't want to be using it on something that could be easily avoided. You know what I mean? But otherwise, that looked good. Yeah, if you get nothing else out of today, I want you to have just enough confidence that you will practice elements of this, if not the whole transfer, on a regular basis. Regular basis. I mean, daily is optimal, obviously. Even if you don't get all the way down on the floor every day, could practice elements of it, getting close to the floor, doing some of the exercises that are in the pamphlet. That would be.
A couple of the Parkinson exercises they do actually encourage you to get on the ground.
Exactly. Yes, hence my class often gets on the floor because it is important. It's so important, and the power moves are designed to help with floor mobility. And even if you do them in your bed, it's still going to improve your ability to move, right? Like we do a power rock, right? That's going to help with rolling. Power twist is going to help with rolling. And then if you do things up in hands and knees, we do power moves in hands and knees. So absolutely.
I'm glad you mentioned the bed because sometimes when I wake up, sometimes I get up like you were.
Oh yeah. I don't think it's necessary. Yeah. Why not just roll on your side and do it? It's more energy efficient, and then you can come right up. And it simulates more how we move on a regular basis. Do you want to try, Ron?
Sure.
Let's see what you can do.
Since I don't fall very much, I'm not used to getting down.
Getting used to getting down, just the up part? Mm-hmm. Okay. Ooh, very nice. Well, okay.
On the back first, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Now what do I do?
Fallen, and I can't get up. So now you think about it. Now you're going to think about, okay, what's my method today? Back. Nice job.
Now I do have a couple of toes that, if I go like that, I have to be careful. So.
Because they hurt?
Yeah, they're distorted toes, so I can't do that too much.
Tuck your toes very well. Okay.
Right.
Do you ever do any type of toe yoga stretching exercises to improve?
I try it once in a while. But maybe I should do it more often
Yes.
to
Yes.
help out.
Just like we stretch our hamstrings and quads and calves, we should also be stretching our toes back and forth and out. They're really important to our stability.
How do you do that? Do you just bend your toes a little bit?
Have a seat. We'll go into a little toe lesson.
Keep my shoes on?
You can take them off and do this with me, or keep them on and just watch and learn. But there are lots of things we can do with our toes. An easy one is just, trying to take them back and forth, right? I can also interlace my fingers and work on separating my toes. Many people, as if we age, and especially if you're wearing shoes that have a narrow toe box, those toes start to come together. And if your toes are together, see how my base of support is not as good as if my toes can come apart. So for stability, it's good for our toes to be able to come apart. And then in this position, I can also work the whole forefoot, the ankle.
Ooh, wow.
Okay? Yeah. This is the kind of movement you need, though, to have stability to hold you upright. If you don't have this kind of mobility, the more rigid you are, it'd be like walking on a wooden leg, right? If you're on a wooden leg, which simulates poor flexibility, your body can't react. And then you fall over because you can't move your feet. Okay? So maintaining or regaining foot flexibility is very important. Now, on top of that, if you have any type of neuropathy and you can't feel, that is going to take away your body's ability to react to the floor as well. Right, Ray?
Right.
But we can fix that too, can't we?
Absolutely.
So, neuropathy. There is a device called a StimPod. It's a electromagnetic pulse machine that helps to improve the way the nerve communicates to the brain. Ray has been using it, and while he could before not feel the gas and brake pedal, he now can. Scary thought that he couldn't and he was driving, but we're going to go beyond that. We're not going to go there. But yes, there is hope for neuropathy. So if that's an issue, let me know and we can talk about that. Okay.
That exercise you're doing looks like something I should probably be doing each day.
Every day, yep. And it's also good to do things standing because then that's putting your body weight. So every morning when I get up, before I get up, I'm doing, basic things, kind of procrastinating for 15 minutes before I actually get out of the bed. And then when I'm out of the bed, I do some where I actually have my body weight. So I'm going up and down, and then I put it behind me, and I push my heel down, so I'm getting some more ankle movement. And I just do it a few times. It's not like I'm not even a whole 10 reps, usually 3 or 4, and then move on. But before I started doing that, the first, 10 feet were not very comfortable. But, well, it depends on what I'm doing. Yeah, up and down, that would be both feet. Yeah, I do both. And then I would put one foot back and work on this. And then I curl them under me, which can be difficult if you don't have good flexibility. But start with this.
Your toes look like they almost move independently.
I've been working. I can pick up my great toe without my little toes, and I can pick up my little toes without my big toe. And that is an exercise as well that I have people do when we're working on foot health. Yeah. So.
That's good. I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's anything you can do for your toes and feet would be great. Sorry, we're like getting up to 90 minutes. This has been so fun. Does anyone else want to show or practice? Peggy, do you want to? No. We've done enough on our own, huh? Okay. We'll work on Monday. Ray, Doug? It's up to you. Nope.
I'm green-headed. I need to practice.
So,
Step up and say you're a fallaholic.
fallaholic. That would be.
I was going to say talking about being patient when I have fallen and been lots of people around and I'm so embarrassed.
You want to just get off, right?
Just getting up and
Okay. Oh, so on that point though, and then people are coming around and wanting to help you, right? If you're on the ground and people want to help you, do not let them pull on your arms, because then you can't help. That's what you need, your arms to be able to move. So if they're going to help you, they need to help you at your core. Men are the easiest to help because you always wear pants, right? Ideally, unless you're, even if you're at home in pajamas. But the belt or the pants themselves, if you notice, that's where I always gravitated toward when I was going to even just support or guide and be on the ready. I hold the belt or the pants.
What happens if you're wearing a kilt in my glasses?
Okay, well, we're just going to assume that men aren't. Now, women, it does get tougher. If they are wearing a dress or something, then I have to do more of just a holding of the body, which I did sometimes too, even with people with pants. If they're smaller, I just do that. I hold at the hips. So if you have fallen and people are gathering around, have them bring you something to pull up on. Bring you a chair of some sort. Or if you feel like you need that boost, tell them to hold you at your hips or your waist, but tell them, I'll tell you when I'm ready. This is why it's important for you to know yourself and how you get up and down, what you need. I can't tell you the times that my husband fell. He fell a lot. Now, he was paralyzed from the waist down, okay? So it was a whole different kind of transfer technique. But he knew his body. He knew his method. He had it down to a science, unfortunately. But all he had to do was tell me, okay, this is situation, this is what I need, you go get that, this, hold me here. And it makes things so much easier. So know your method, and then you can guide others to be able to help you, okay? So if you had something to pull up on, even if you just were doing something like this, they could maybe guide you here. But if they hold you under your arms, two things: you just can't help, you lose your ability to push, and if you lose your balance because you don't have the ability to use your arm, you both go down and you possibly end up with a dislocated shoulder because they have your arm and nothing else, okay?
So if you're in the shower, let's say, you do the same. You get a chair. Get something.
Yes. And hold them around them, try to dry them off so they're not as slippery. Take the time to gather what you need. I hope that being that many of you are either falling or kind of unsteady, have what you need. Have grab bars installed. Don't wait until you fall and you need that. Get things in place so that you're ready for when it happens. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. All right? So in the packet, I tried to illustrate basically the two basic methods that we went over today. So the first illustration, shows the same technique to get up onto hands and knees, but then you could go in one of two directions, either a knee up or that kind of downward dog method. then the next page shows you how you could use something like the couch or a chair to help you in getting up and down using, again, either method. Okay? And then after that, it's about different breakdowns of those different techniques, how to strengthen yourself for each element. And I kind of demonstrate on the page with the yoga lady in the corner. Being on one knee is in and of itself a great exercise, because in this position you can do a lot. You can shift your weight, you can rotate, and for people who garden, I just did a video on it last weekend of, if you're on one knee, it's a really great stability for doing things in the garden without hurting yourself so much. As opposed to both knees, you're really more likely to kind of hurt your back, and you're also less stable than one knee. Okay? Working with the block, doing those kind of modified burpees, we call them. So a full burpee would be something I can't do. Full burpee is hopping back and then hopping forward and jumping when you come up, okay? I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking if you could work on that coming down part, stepping back, step it forward, and come back up. Okay? Which is
Work the same with something, a chair.
higher, lower. Yeah, you do. Yep, you work whatever height you have and feel comfortable with. Ideally, working your way down toward the floor so that helps that whole transfer on and off the floor. And then the last page of the exercises, I show that whole concept of needing to be able to step long, whether it be forward or back. You need to be able to step long enough. And I think I might have been talking before everybody got here about this part. I'm not sure. When you go down on one knee, your feet actually have to be pretty far apart. Like so, which is kind of uncomfortably long, right? Now, you're not going to be staying there, but if you wanted to be able to get down on the floor in that way, you need to be comfortable with taking that big step. Otherwise, if you only take a small step, my knees have to bend a lot, and many people don't feel comfortable bending their knees that much. And if you do, fine. But I'm preparing you for not being able to handle that. And it doesn't have to be a forward step. It can be, a backward step. It can be a forward step. Okay? But, practicing that balance component of stepping forward and stepping back, long steps, and working on that split stance squat, which we call it, split squat, because this is functional, right? A regular squat is functional for getting in and out of a chair. It's not functional necessarily for getting on and off the floor if you're going to use this method. Okay?
A few minutes ago, you were talking about momentum and showed what happens. And that's an issue that sometimes I face. Is once I'm getting at the last moment, I sometimes have a momentum that takes me.
Momentum that takes you forward. Yeah. That's why slowing down is so important. Now, you use the method of one knee up. I forget now, right? Yep. So when you use the method of one knee up, it's important not to shift your weight too far forward, because then that will drive your momentum forward. It's more of an up. Direct yourself up over this front leg, not forward of the front leg, up. My back leg is pushing me forward a little bit, but just enough to be over this leg. Being careful not to have in this case, too much of a nose way over toes. Because that, momentum will take you there. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today. If this episode helped you learn something new, we hope you'll share it with someone who could benefit as well. Until next time, keep moving, stay strong, and take care of your body.